Hello, it's your girl Talisha J. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. It's such a pleasure. So basically today we're going to talk about being your own boss, or basically the characteristics needed to be your own boss. Let me give you a little bit of background information about me. I actually run about 2 companies myself. I'm surrounded with business people every day. So I've asked them, we've all sit and exchanged notes, and of course I told them about my new YouTube channel, so I'm super excited about it. And I've come up with 4 characteristics that I also possess, and I think is very important anytime you want to start a new company or become your own boss and whatever it is that you want to do. These 4 characteristics are very, very important. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to start off with the first characteristic. You got to have ambition. You've got to be an ambitious person. You got to have a strong desire to achieve your goals. That has got to pump like your blood pumping in your body. You want to be the best. And if you're not the best, you're okay with being one of the best who've ever done it, type of thing. You got to have that ambition. Number 2, you want to be disciplined. You've got to be able to be in control of your actions, set ground rules, and impose punishment on your own self if you do not follow through. Basically, if you have a deadline, you've got to plan your time wisely. If you're a boss coming up to that, you have got to plan time for a family issues, say a natural disaster, anything that's coming up. You've got to learn how to plan your time so that you're able to meet your deadlines. Discipline comes with meeting your deadlines. It's very important that a businessman or businesswoman is able to meet their deadlines, because if you cannot take your own self seriously when you go out and you try to promote your company or sell your products to other people, I don't feel they're not going to take you seriously either. If you're late to business meeting, or your work that you do is coming across sloppy, like you haven't put your time and effort into it, no one is really going to want to deal with you. And what that's going to leave is maybe investors or a business partner. They're going to start putting you on the back burner because what's coming out your mouth is not matching your actions. Sorry about that. It's not matching your actions. You have got to be disciplined and also organized. Like if you were to see my calendar, like every day that I have something to do is there in my calendar. I can't, and you know what else? I even set alarms to my phone when I have important meetings or I have important things that I need to do. That's what I do. I do that. So I have that discipline. You got to have the willpower to be able to get up and do things that has to be done, because if you're your business owner, you're your own boss, you don't have anyone shoulder surfing over top of you telling you, hey Talisha, do this, hey, do that, I need you to do this, we need this in by 12, we need this. You have got to be able to keep your mind churning and be on top of this stuff, because if you go into a situation where you want to start a company and you actually do start it, but you're not organized and you don't have discipline, everything is going to come at you a million times at once, and you're going to begin to get overwhelmed and you're just going to crush. Believe me, I've seen it happen to people so many times. So you got to be disciplined. You got to be organized. You got to have that control. You got to have self-control and set your rules. Passion. You've got to have a passion. You've got to have a strong feeling about whatever business, company, whatever it is that you're doing. You have got to have a strong feeling about it. What happens is, if you don't have a strong feeling about it, eventually sometimes things get a little complicated in business. And when it gets a little complicated, if you don't have those strong feelings, you're just like, you know what, I'm going to fold in, I'm out. I'm done with this, washing my hands with it. You're not going to have that willpower, that strong desire to follow through. You know, you have got to follow through. You got to have that strong power to say, hey, you know, say if you want to come out with a new cosmetic line, well, there's a lot of competition out there for you if that's what you want to do, come out with a new cosmetic line. You've got to understand, for every No, there is a yes somewhere, but you may have just not found it. But if you love your cosmetics so much and you feel like what you have is something that's good to keep your skin glowing, prevent blemishes, cure those, stop blackheads, all of that kind of stuff, and you have a strong feeling about that, you're going to push that thing through. No matter how many obstacles come in your way, you're going to be pushing because you have a strong passion for what it is that you've created, and you feel like it's very important to share it with everyone else. Number 4, you've got to be dedicated. You've got to put your time in. You've got to nurture your company like it's a newborn baby. You've got to be there and attentive for every waking moment of its life. You got to be the sole provider to be able to keep the money coming in. You just got to be dedicated. You cannot walk away. If you start this company, you need to follow it through until the end, until you have a professional accountant telling you that your liabilities outweigh your assets and there's no profitability ratio. Okay, so earnings in the future, it just didn't make as much money as you had thought. Then that's when it's time, okay, you walk away. You've got a professional who is looking over your information, is able to tell you, hey, you know, it's time to go ahead and sell, so maybe you can pay off some of your creditors or whatever, you know. But you got to be dedicated. And the good thing is, just like a baby, when you nurture it and it begins to walk and it begins to gain its independence, and you can begin to trust, you know, your child going off into school, daycare, college, starting their own family, all that good stuff. Well, the same thing with your company. As you nurture your company, you put that time and effort, you're dedicated, you're not going anywhere, you're right there with that company. And eventually when it's able to kind of pick up, then you can kind of just sit back, hire you a manager, let them run the company while you just collect the checks. I mean, isn't that really what this business stuff is about? Being able not to work as hard, being able to maybe implement jobs for other people to work, and just collect your check. That's what majority of people are doing with this business stuff. You want to be able to collect your check, but you got to be able to put in your time and effort in order to do so. So I really don't want this video to be really long, so I'm just going to go ahead and stop now. I'm going to give you a recap of the 4 characteristics that I think are a must for a person who is thinking about being their own boss. Number 1, ambition. Number 2, discipline. Passion, dedication. You have those 4 commitments. Those 4 characteristics. Then it's very highly that you may be a successful business owner one day. So just stay tuned. I'm going to have part 2 coming up for you soon. It's been a pleasure talking to all of you guys. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to drop them down below in the box. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe because I have a lot of more videos coming to you. It's been real. Thank you so much, darling. So much love in the air.